Hello and welcome to Midday Vibe. I am Lantana Yusuf for Daring Day. Yesterday was the 19th of August 2025 and it was World Humanitarian Day, a time to honor those who step into crisis to help others and stand with millions of people whose lives hang in the balance. Last year, it was reported that over 380 humanitarian workers were killed. There is need to celebrate and protect the people who save lives. With me at our Caliphate studios is Adeyanju Temitope. He works with a non-governmental organization here in Sokoto as a humanitarian worker. You're welcome to Midday Vibe.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you for coming in spite of the very short notice. Let's start with World Humanitarian Day. How was it like? How was the celebration like?
Yeah, it's celebrated globally, depending on which organizations you actually come from. But definitely, everybody see it as a day to celebrate all the stressful day in, day out, working for the vulnerable groups, trying to make lives better every day. Sometimes people do have breaks, but non-governmental organization staffs or people don't have breaks because we try to make life better for everyone.
So if we're celebrating World Humanitarian Day, I would have thought that that day would have been a public holiday for humanitarian workers. How did the day go?
It's still I worked till towards 9:30.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so we just went out with a few of our staff, friends, and then just celebrate the day. And then it was fun actually.
Oh nice.
Yeah.
So I know that humanitarian workers are usually faced with crisis situation and they are in the front line of many issues, permit me to say, just like medical personnel.
Yeah.
Did you decide to be a humanitarian worker or did you just stumble into it?
Well, I just stumbled into it, but sometimes as you grow in life, you definitely find your purpose. Yeah, so those who find their purpose in humanitarian service are the ones who do it with passions. And so I found myself into it actually.
Oh, nice. So being a humanitarian worker, how many years?
This is more than 8 years.
More than 8 years.
Yes.
What is it like being a humanitarian worker?
It's you putting yourself in the front to make life better for children, youth, women, or any vulnerable groups who seek help or who seek your support without thinking of your own need or your own interest, but their own interest is more paramount to yours. But sometimes we say they save first. Because if you're not safe, how will you save another person who don't have the idea of being who he is or probably where he is at that point? And then we have the opportunity to know who to reach out to get more support to those in need, or probably those in crisis situation.
What are the misconceptions that people have about humanitarian aid workers? Different people think different things when they hear that you work with a non-governmental organization.
Yes, people feel when they hear the word NGO, non-governmental organization, they just feel there's money. That's where the whole money comes in, and it's just there for people to come and enjoy. But it's beyond that. It's not the money. It's the life that we're after. Those who we want to save to make life better for these vulnerable groups. Yes.
So, but why do they have that idea? Something must have given back to that. Something must have made them conceive that thought.
Sometimes the way probably we dress or the way we carry ourselves or probably the way we do things, sometimes people feel as if yes, the money is just like they want to be like you because they feel sometimes people even see non-governmental organization styles as celebrities, and then they
Mm.
charge them beyond. And sometimes you
Yes.
see if they just know that you work with an NGO, they don't even want to know if you are volunteering or if you
Or
are a
if
full
you're a full
staff.
staff or ad hoc.
Yeah, so they just feel okay, they'll charge you different. Like this guy is money person,
Mm.
so which is totally bad, and then it even make things too difficult for us because I volunteer for different organizations apart from working for my own organization also.
Mm.
Because where I see the need to help, I make sure I put my head there
Mm.
to want to help.
Okay, so what has been, should I say, your challenges, or let me just say in general, the challenges of humanitarian workers? What are the challenges they face while carrying out their assignments?
Sometimes challenges varies depending on what kind of projects you embark on, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes depending on the location, and
Mm.
sometimes again depending on the compliance from the MDAs, and sometimes with people, some humanitarian providers do
Mm.
it wrongly because you can't come to a state and start working as if um it's your duty or probably it's a mandatory thing to do. They have to be processed, regulatory frameworks, regulatory bodies to actually follow.
Mm.
And if you're not following those channels, you find it difficult to work in
Mm.
that environment or
Mm.
probably for that project. So you
Okay.
end up wasting all your resources, all the money, all the time for planning, and at the end you won't get any high impact results. So
Mm-hmm.
you just get low results, and then at the end that's really bad. So sometimes compliance, either from the government or probably for from the beneficiaries or from the gatekeepers, could actually be a whole lot of challenges, and it could be mentally disturbing.
Mm.
Yeah.
So, for you as a person, what challenges do you face as a humanitarian aid worker?
Most of the time, the challenges we face is funding
Mm-hmm.
because without appropriate or adequate funding for a particular project, you just keep on working tirelessly without any high impactful results. So if you don't get funding for a particular project where you see there's a problem to solve that problem, and you reach out to other organizations for partnership or probably for support,
Mm.
if there is no support for that particular project, it is a big challenge
Mm.
because basically the main challenge is funding. If you get the funding for a particular project, you get the manpower to work, you get the staff, and if you follow the right channel.
Mm.
So those are the major challenge we face as humanitarian workers.
So, in spite of these challenges, you have kept on. What keeps you going?
Now that's why I say the passion, the purpose,
Mm-hmm.
because without that in mind, for years without funding or probably without support from other potential donors,
Mm.
we still keep the work going, and then we still find joy in doing that. And sometimes you work all night, all day to make sure a particular target is being fulfilled.
Mm. So, if you're not paid salary for 3 months, 4 months, the work
I've
goes on
sometimes I've not been paid salary for years.
and you are still working.
Yes, I keep on
Oh, but
working,
eventually you got paid.
and that depends.
Wow. It's still Midday Vibe coming to you live from our Caliphate studios. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Welcome back. If you've just joined us, this is Midday Vibe. And right here at our Caliphate studios, we have Adeyanju Temi Tokwe. He works with a non governmental organization here in Sokoto as a humanitarian worker. You want to be part of this conversation? 090-6000-2022. That's the number to call. I'm glad you're still here. So, Mr. Temi Tokwe, what role do local communities play in humanitarian responses and how can they be better empowered?
Yeah, local communities play a huge role
Mm.
in different thematic areas, which depending on the kind of projects you're giving to the communities.
Mm.
Yeah, so some of the roles are compliance to the need of those particular thematic areas.
Okay.
So when it comes to, let's say, educational empowerment or probably skill empowerment or probably health in any which context you're actually talking about.
Okay.
So sometimes the approach that those community or probably the organization will present itself with
Mm.
depends on how the community will respond back. So if
Okay.
you go in with an open hand to be a support to this community, and then
Mm.
you accept everything or many things that they actually give out to you, why not? They're always there to support. Like the best place I will always say I enjoy working is Sokoto,
Mm.
because most of the community leaders or probably the community gatekeepers or the community workers give good compliance to some of the projects that we do. That's because maybe we have a strategic approach that we use,
Mm.
or probably we follow the right channel. But
Mm.
if you do not follow the right channel, like I said earlier on,
Mm.
it's going to be a problem, especially from the local government authority or probably
Mm.
the local ministry of local government. And then there is a place where they call one stop shop, which it has to be the Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning. So
Okay.
if you are a humanitarian service provider,
Mm.
definitely you have to go through the right regulatory framework from the ministerial level, and
Mm.
then that's to the local government level before you go into the community level. So
Okay.
if you pass all those channels without going through if those proper appropriate channels, then
Mm.
you have a problem
Mm.
in between or after or probably in the beginning. So
Okay.
it's always advisable to follow the right channel so you get good compliance from the community.
Hmm. So, what are the most overlooked needs in crisis situation?
Well, most overlooked needs sometimes it's not providing the right service or
Mm.
probably not collecting the right data,
Aha.
because that's a problem. Sometimes you just feel these people are suffering from natural disaster, maybe flood or
Mm.
maybe some outbreak. So it depends on what areas you're actually going into.
Mm.
So some of the overlooked needs, it's you not getting the adequate data to provide those quality service for the beneficiaries, because
Mm.
without getting the right data, you will just be going blindly.
Yeah.
Because if you are in Abuja and you
Mm.
feel what you saw on the news, it's what is right. Without coming to the field to get your own proper data, you'll be
Mm-hmm.
doing it wrongly. So you won't get good results, or
Waste of
probably, yeah,
time,
it will
waste
be
of
waste of resources,
resources, waste of
everything. So
energy.
it will just be a waste of projects.
Mm.
Yeah. So at the end, maybe these people need good water, and then
Mm.
you're providing non-food item, maybe like clothes, shoes, or
Uh-huh.
and they are not. You see that they'll end up selling it,
Mm.
and then going to get what they need.
Mm.
So at the end, your project is a waste of time.
Mm.
So going to the community level to ask or to get your proper quality data, it's very key to know what those people need.
Hmm. Okay, so I know you mentioned thematic areas like health. I mean, different organizations have their focus, right?
Yes, different organizations have
So,
their own
and they are
focus.
called thematic areas of work.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so what are these generally for NGOs generally? What are these thematic areas that NGOs usually work or focus on?
Lots of organizations focus on different thematic areas depending on who is funding them or depending on their purpose or probably their niche.
Okay.
So if you say your organization is focused on basically empowerment, so your
Mm-hmm.
thematic area is strictly on empowerment.
Mm-hmm.
If you say, okay, you want to increase your thematic areas, you want to increase your hands to the people, then
Mm.
you want to provide quality education, it's part of the thematic area. You want to
Okay.
provide quality health services, it's part of the
Uh,
thematic area. If you want to provide nutritional services, it's part of thematic area. If you want to provide
mm,
wash services, it's part of
mm-hmm.
thematic area. So whatever you feel it's a way of
Livelihood.
supporting, yeah, livelihood
Okay.
is a way of supporting anything you want to support with, and
Mm.
then it's being spelled out clearly, then those are your thematic areas. Then your focus should be maybe who are you focusing on? Who are your target beneficiaries? Are they
Mm.
children only? Are they women? Are they youths? Are they the elderly people or people living with disabilities? So
Okay.
depending on what you want to focus on.
Mm.
So, but it's just broad.
Mm-hmm. So far, how would you say humanitarian work has impacted communities, lives, and people generally?
Yes, some years back we did some projects,
Mm-hmm.
and then most of those projects was on skill acquisition program for schoolgirls.
Okay.
Yes, and then we found out that these children have the adequate skills, but they lack the proper way of channeling their skills to a way that is going to empower themselves and their family.
Mm.
So we did that, and then it was a success. Then we got to understand that those schoolgirls, their skill was channeled in a way that is going to not just benefit themselves
Mm.
alone, but it's going to sustain their schooling process or their program.
Mm.
And then those in their family who want to go to school, they can also support their younger ones with what they get.
Mm.
And then it's not taking them away from school. So that is why our organization for this 2025 humanitarian team
Mm.
is better skill for better life.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so different organizations have their own strategic team for the year.
For the year.
Yes,
Mm.
to channel their purpose or their focus towards what they intend to do for the beneficiaries.
Mm.
Yeah,
So, what would be your last words?
yeah, like
Assuming you were to talk to all humanitarian workers,
humanitarian worker,
what would you say
you
to
can't
them?
say there is always a last word because there's always a continuity towards every word you speak.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So will I say my continuous word for today is
Uh-huh.
to make life better.
Make life
Yes, and
better.
then empower those who need those supports and
Mm.
give them the right skills they need because 2025, 2026 will be a year where people with high impact skill will strive
Mm.
fully, and then this world need people with better skill to empower themselves
Mm.
and then to empower the community and then to empower the generations to come. So
Mm.
they need these right skills for the now and then for the future.
Well, thank you very much, Adeyanju Temi Tokwe, for your time. Thank you for coming on the program. I would just like to say that every act of kindness reflects dignity. Thank you very much for watching. Stay loved and stay blessed.
Thank you very much.
Mm.